All right, so I got airline that was supposed to call in for a glad hand. Needed a glad hand and an airline, but there's nothing wrong with the airline, as y'all can see. All that happened was it pulled off the end here. It just came off the end, so I can put a new fitting end on, but the only problem was, for some reason, somebody put a longer line on the emergency side, and I'm not really sure why it was like that. So I cut it to make it even, but the emergency line was out to here, as y'all can see. So that's way too long. They're supposed to be even. They're not, one's not supposed to be longer than the other, but that's like almost over 15 foot long. The new lines, the new replacement lines only come 15 to 12, so I'm not sure what was going on with this one. So I had to rewrap everything, clocked it to where it needs to be hanging so the lines float when it's hooked to the trailer. So the glad hand is kind of damaged, it's bent in, so instead of trying to straighten it, because they requested a new glad hand, I'm just going to put a new glad hand on. So, and I'm going to put a new fitting end on with a spring. So we're going to do that now. Boom. Anyway, I rewrapped everything before I started recording. That way it wouldn't be such a long video. So, but now the lines are even. And the line should float when he hooks to the trailer so they don't get caught up on the truck. A lot of these lines lay on the frame, and they tend to catch when the driver makes a turn and then rips the line out from the glad hand. So alright, so I'm just going to put a new fitting end on with a spring, put the glad hand on it, and then if the driver wants to hook it to a trailer, we can hook up to it, see what the lines look like, how far they are off the frame and everything. Make sure I got everything clocked right. All right, so that's on, secured, and then I'll have them do a pressure test. Make sure there's no leaks on either service or emergency. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, as you can see, they're both even. And the light cord's short anyway, so there's not much I can do with that. But I mean, the light cord doesn't have to be totally even with the trailer or with the glad hands. So, because of the light box. Okay, so it looks like we got that done. So I'm gonna put my tools away. And if the driver wants to hook up to a trailer, we can go from there, and I'll be back with that. So give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, so he's hooked up to the same container where the line got ripped off at the glad hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a wire tie here, just like this. So that way it floats over the frame. It's not supposed to be touching the frame on the catwalk anyway. So by me putting some wire ties on there, it should float. It'll float. So we're gonna go get some wire ties on there, and then we'll have them do a pressure test. So oh, I even need my gloves right now. So we'll do about 2 or 3 wire ties, make it float, and then we'll have them do a pressure test. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So, and if I have to, I can adjust this up here too. Adjust this up here. But I don't want to adjust it too much because it's already looped. So we're going to make this float. When they haul in these containers, the connections are lower. What happens is when they make the turn, they only have to make a sharp turn. I'll show you here in a minute as soon as I get this done. All right, put one there. And put one there. I can't go too much further because they do haul the van trailers too. So. Nope, I just lost the other wire tie. There we go. Oops. Well, I thought I did. So it makes it float, see, using the wire ties. So that way it's not touching. So I'll probably go ahead and move this up one. But see this here? This is where when they make the turns and they make a kind of a sharp turn, the lines will wrap under here, and when they complete the turn or whatever, it rips the airline off. So, all right, let me go get my Ryobi. I left it together. So, here we go. All right. Driver, go ahead and push in your red button for me, bud. All right, pull it back out. Now pull it out. It's leaking in between the glad hands. I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. About right there. And that way it gives it a little bit more clearance. Right there. No, what are you doing? No, just pull the red button out. I just need you to pull the red button out because it's leaking between the glad hands. All right, it sounded like he was getting ready to take off. You go ahead and cut the truck off. You can cut the truck off. Sound like I heard him put it in gear. I thought he was going to take off on me in between the truck here. All right. Okay, what I was saying was I need you to pull the red button out because it was leaking between here. It's not connected properly.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? What'd you think I said?
I told you said pull out.
No, I didn't say pull out. See, that's the reason why I caught it because I heard you put it in gear. All right, just push in the red button. You don't have to start the truck. All right, let up. All right, pull it out. Oh, that's why. Well, the seal is folded in. The seal is folded in. There we go. The rubber seal, when it folds in, you have to unfold it. Now, let's try this again. It's hard hooking up to these containers. There we go. All right, go ahead and push in the red button. All right, pull it back out. The seals keep folding. Jeez. Yep. What the heck? What is that? Like somebody tried to put sealant around this thing. That's not good. All right, try this again. All right, try it again. There we go. Okay. All right, just push on your foot brake and hold it. All right, let up. Hit it again. Okay, that's good. All right. All right, so that should do it. It's not leaking at the glad hand. You gotta use 2 hands to hook them up. I know they're a pain in the butt to hook up because they're in that cubby hole.
Right.
So.
I don't know why they make them like this.
Well, if you hook them up, what happens is when you try to move up and then readjust, the glad hand seal folds inside. So then when you do hook to it, it's folded inside and it starts leaking. Looks like somebody tried to put sealant under here or something because they were having that problem. But if it's ever leaking, all you gotta do is disconnect it and unfold the seal. So, okay, so everything looks good. Got everything fixed. Is that high enough? I readjusted the clamp. See how it's floating?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I'm talking. That's what I mean by floating. All these lines that come off the factory, they're laying on the catwalk.
Yeah, I mean,
But you got to make
earlier when it was like really warm.
right. Yeah, well, you got to make them float. That's the reason why I did all that. So, but as long as they float and the way this is positioned, you shouldn't, unless you're trying to jack a 90, you shouldn't catch this corner. This is probably the corner you caught right here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's gonna do it for this one. I'll see you all on the next one.